So Simon, we've got another car to look at today, one from your collection, and this is an absolute beauty. So plan today, we're going to have a little look round it. You can give us all the info on what you did to it and the story behind it. And anybody that's watching this, if you want to ask more questions about any of these cars, just pop the questions below in the comments and we'll get Simon and the team to give you whatever information you're looking for. So let's get started then. So what have we got here, Simon? What would you call this?
Well, it looks like a 3-litre RS. Yeah. It's actually a 76 2.7 that it started life as in Japan.
In Japan?
In Japan. So
even though it's left-hand drive?
Yeah, but in Japan it's a status that you have a left-hand drive car.
I've heard this.
You pay more in tax, and if you park, you can get out onto the curb.
Got you.
So that's why they like them. You know, it's the same with the Ferraris, etc. But
I've heard this. So it's actually in Japan. It's kudos.
Yep.
To have left-hand drive.
To pay more road tax, etc. And to be able to
you.
Get out onto the pavement when you pull up.
Brilliant. Whereas in the UK, we like left-hand drive because we want to go over to France and drive around the French roads.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So it started in Japan.
So basically, I found out this project was languishing in another Porsche specialist garage and wasn't getting anywhere. And I kept saying, I'm interested in it, I'm interested in it. Eventually, I got to buy it. But it came with the engine was in bits, in boxes. It didn't look like this, although it was black. It was wide-bodied. It had a 3.8 RS rear spoiler on it.
Right.
Weird rear bumper. Front end was like a turbo front bumper. The wheels that were on there were actually 6 and 7s, but somebody had put huge spacers to bring them out. It got like 80 mil spacers on the back and 50 mils on the front to bring these wheels out to fill it all. So I wanted to retail it on, so we just changed the wheels to put some correct widths.
So you bought it, did you?
Yeah, I managed to buy the car in the end.
But it was a bit of a hodgepodge of...
But I knew that it was rust-free because it had come from Japan.
Right. And what was it originally again?
2.7.
76?
76, yeah.
KJ, right, okay. And so over the years, it sounds like somebody, well, various owners had...
Japanese tuning, yeah.
Had done little bits. I mean, we'll put pictures up in this video to show what it looked like, but presumably the body kit that was on it, was it done well? Was it? No,
no. I mean, it was looking tired, but like I say, the rear spoiler was something that you would see on a 964, 3.8 RS. So it was actually a really wild, big rear spoiler on there.
Right.
It looks nothing like it does now. As I say, the wheels had been massively spaced out to try and fill the arches. Yeah. And I think the 2.7 at some point somebody had turbocharged it, and that's probably why it had blown up.
Oh, really? So again, we'll put the picture of the end. So when you bought it, it was a real hodgepodge of all different
engine
panels,
in boxes. Yeah.
Loads of bits. The Porsche specialist that was working on it just didn't have time to work on it.
Well, the customer just wasn't moving on with it, and eventually we got to buy it and got it back here.
Yeah. And so when you get a car back in bits that's a real mess, what's your thought process about, all right, what am I going to do to this?
I suppose with this one, I knew that it got potential, but I really wanted to get somebody who wanted to build a project with us.
Right.
So to start with, we just wanted to get it back together, get it running, get it driving, even though it was in its ugly state, get rid of some of the dangerous parts that were on there and then see if we could sell it, put it up for sale. And then Chris, who lives locally, we'd got a 3.2 Moss Green that we looked after. We'd done all the suspension, etc. on it. He kept popping in and showing interest in it, and eventually, he said, "Yeah, I want to buy it. And I want to do it with you."
Brilliant. So, and so, do you kind of collaborated together then on what you wanted to do with it? Yeah.
So he liked the sort of the 3-litre IROC look, these type of bumpers. We've got all the moulds for all of these, so that wasn't a problem. We agreed on all of that.
Yeah.
Got a total respray on it. And then basically...
So was this another project where you actually stripped the whole thing down and resprayed it?
To a degree, yeah. All the interior was taken out of it. We knew we were going to do work on the suspension. That's a separate thing. The engine again was taken back out, and the whole car was repainted again in black.
And it was black originally?
Yeah, it's an original black car.
Yeah. And so was it Chris? Sorry, you said, was it?
Yeah, Chris.
So Chris, the guy who bought it, you and he collaborated, and I assume he said he wanted an IROC look.
Yeah.
So you kind of walked him around and talked him through all the different
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the things that always fascinates me. You know, I've been through this process with you myself many years ago. I remember when we did that 911 together. That I love that process of going, right, we've got this car, we know it's solid, but you don't feel guilty about changing it because it's been, you know, it's already had so much work done to it, you know, and it's had so many changes done to it. And so coming up with that concept, and it must be, I always think there's so many different ways you can go, isn't there?
Yeah, I like that process as well, and obviously I get to put my input into it, and sometimes I'll come up with an idea and you go, no, don't do that. But obviously what he wanted on this and the black just suits it so well with those bumpers.
Looks so stealthy.
Yeah.
It is awesome, and the stance of it again is awesome.
Yeah.
So you've got it, did you need to do any welding on this one?
Not really, bits and pieces. You know, it's just that, again, it's a solid car to start with, so there was no rust in it at all.
And so when it came to things like the front bumpers and everything else, do they all just bolt on to a 76, or is it?
They do to a degree, but I mean on the front, I like to add on the turbo front smile off a 965 because it just finishes it off.
Yeah.
You know, all the little bits and pieces that we've learnt over the years, we try and, you know, obviously use the ideas, but yeah, the bumpers do basically just bolt onto the wide-bodied car.
Yeah, that's fantastic, awesome. So you got it stripped, you got it painted, and then what kind of decisions were made? Because like these wing mirrors are fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure where Chris actually got those from, but we colour-coded them to go with the car, and they do work, and usually you can actually see out of them. Some of the mirrors that people put on these cars, you can't see anything on them, but you can see out of those. And that's important in a left-hand drive car, because you're in the wrong place, really, when you're looking. Yeah,
you've got to have the... Yeah, and what elements of this car are fibreglass? And what's the steel?
The front and rear bumpers are fibreglass. The rear spoiler is fibreglass. That's it on this car, really.
Everything else solid.
By putting these bumpers on, you've taken a lot of weight off, because all the aluminium bumpers and all the bracketry and the carriers and everything have all gone. So you're taking the weight down really as much as you can.
And I notice on this one, just looking at the exterior again, you've not got the chrome. It's all black.
That's factory what it came.
Is it?
Yeah.
It looks really stealthy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So there's no chrome on the window surrounds. No. It's all black, so it's all really stealthy.
Yeah.
And so then I guess the big news on this one, which stands out straight away, is these wheels. What's the story behind those bad boys?
So they're a BBS copy from Image. And what he did was he basically went there, and they're really helpful at Image. They do know what they're doing. They came up with the widths and everything from the measurements we gave them.
Yeah.
The fronts were fine. I think the fronts were 8.5. The backs when we originally did them were 9s, and they still weren't filling out for what he wanted.
So they were made specially, were they?
Yeah, because they're 3-piece split rim.
Yeah. And
he went back there again, and they happily changed the rim and gave in those wheels. And he's running, I think it's 205s on the front and 245s on the back.
And what size are they?
They're 16-inch wheels.
16s.
So
and they fill the arches absolutely
you couldn't
perfectly.
go anymore, yeah.
And there's no rubbing or anything?
No, and because he's running the standard trailing arms, he's got the nice dish, whereas if he was running a turbo trailing arm, you just wouldn't have as much dish. And
so what's happened with the suspension? Did you have to do much with the suspension?
It's running Bilstein inserts on the front now and sport shock absorbers on the back. We polybushed all of the suspension at the same time and fitted turbo steering arms on it, which helps a lot with the bump steer on these. When you're lowering them, you need to fit those. They drive so much better with all that.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I've got to say, the wheels just absolutely set it off.
Yeah, they make the car, don't they?
It looks awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And so the rear spoiler, what's that rear spoiler? Is that an RS?
Yeah, it's a 3 litre RS.
3 litre RS, yeah.
They use the same style on the 3 litre turbos and 3 litre Carreras. So it's a period spoiler, and again, it works well with everything that's done.
Yeah, because I'm looking, so the thing that I always look at, the thing that makes this stand out as an IROC is you've kind of got like you've got the fiberglass front, you've got the bumpers they've got no impact bumpers, but they're a similar shape with the huge radiator at the bottom with the little holes, and that's what signifies. And so it hasn't got the longer bonnet like a 2.7 RS.
Yep.
It's a shorter bonnet, but an impact bumper, so that's what signifies it as the 3 litre IROC design. which it does look really cool, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's less work to convert a 76 car like this, presumably, than it would be if it was going to a 2.7 RS.
Yeah, like I say, with the RS, you've got to change all the slam panel and everything, whereas if you're using the IROC bumpers, they're a lot easier, they're a much quicker conversion.
Because it was 73, was it, that they...
Basically, yeah, I mean, they were told, America told them you can't bring these impact bumper, these cars in anymore, so they started making the impact bumper cars, so that's when it all changed. Yeah. 74.
It looks awesome. It looks awesome. And I notice no sunroof on this one.
Yep, it's a non-sunroof car.
Yeah, so that kind of gives it a bit of race car cred.
I mean, it may have had back when it was first, I think it might have had air conditioning when it was first built, but none of that was in there by the time we got it, and I don't think you need it over in this country, so we just carried on.
So shall we have a look inside?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So we've got, there you go. Wow. So those seats are pretty special.
Yeah, he bought those from Cobra, and with all the fitting kit for them.
So did they come fully all
yeah,
stitched
Cobra
in?
do a really good wide range of seats now for 911.
So you've got the Cobra seats, the buckets, they're non-adjustable, so they look like they're proper figure hugging, those bad boys.
Yeah.
And then did you have to do much work on the inside? So it looks immaculate again, as usual. It looks like a new car.
Again, it was returning a lot of it back, saying he's had a new carpet set in there and a new headliner. Again, it was like there was a really mad centre console in there, almost like something out of Enterprise, with all these extra switches and gauges.
Really?
They love all that sort of stuff in Japan. All that had to be taken back.
Did they do anything?
Well, I think part of it was to do with the boost on the turbo was modified, be able to adjust it in there and that sort of thing. So we took it all back to the original because we didn't need any of that.
So what about things like all the sort of heater controls and all that kind of stuff? Was all that still working?
Yeah, I don't think he can collect heat off those exhausts though, because he hasn't got any collectors on the exhaust. So
right.
And it's only I think it's mostly use it in the good weather. So
it's his weekend car, isn't it? Yeah, it's not really bothered about warming it up.
No.
Love the steering wheel. That's the what do they call that one? It's the Prototipo.
Yeah, the Prototipo.
So it's a Momo.
Very popular steering wheel.
Yeah, it's just so cool, isn't it? It's just a really nice looking steering wheel. That gear knob looks really cool, doesn't it? So I think it just finishes it off in that little bit of colour. The wooden gear knob, bit of an homage to the old 917.
Yeah,
looks awesome. Beautiful. And what about things like the roll cage and the back seats?
He actually bought the roll cage second hand off eBay.
Yeah.
We got it powder coated for him and fitted it in there.
Nice.
All bits and pieces and trim work that we incorporated it into the build when we were putting it all back together after paint.
Yeah, it looks immaculate, beautiful. And so I guess we need to talk about the engine. As ever, it looks awesome. What's going on in here?
So it is actually the original 2.7 crankcases and cylinder heads, but we basically took it all back completely down to the case again, rebuilt it all with new shells, etc. Had the case time inserted. We didn't want any of the head studs pulling out. ARP head studs were used. Brand new barrels and pistons, 2.7 RS-spec. S-cams and the Webbers, and then we had it all rolling, loaded up, and I think it's around about 200 brake horsepower.
Nice.
In a light car like this, it does go well.
Yeah, I mean, I always think when you've got that kind of, you're knocking around the 200 horsepower in an old 911 like this, you can drive it on the road and have fun with it and really rev it out without necessarily, getting dangerous or breaking the speed limit.
Yeah.
I think when you start to get 300-400 horsepower, it starts to get a little bit leery.
Yeah, because it is a light little car, and with the earlier gearbox, the ratios are good on it as well, with that engine and everything. It all just works. It's just, it is a quick little car.
Ah, it's awesome. Yeah, and it just finishes it off with those, they're Webbers, did you say?
They are Webbers, yeah.
Yeah, so the old carbs. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, another beautiful build. What we'll do, I think, we'll get it started and we'll add that to the video so that we need to get the door open so that we don't all get fumigated.
Yeah.
So you can hear what it sounds like. It's another one of those cars that sounds fantastic. And just before, I'm looking at the exhausts. What's the story with the exhaust? You did mention it earlier.
Yeah, I mean, originally, we've changed the exhaust a few months ago, he bought another exhaust. But this one now has got the sort of the race headers with a 2 in, 2 out back box. And again, it's a little bit loud, but it does go well with that on there.
Yeah, and it sounds fantastic. Awesome, brilliant. Well, I hope you've enjoyed looking around this awesome build again, guys. Simon, thanks for showing us around.
No problem.
Plenty more where it came from. Put your comments below. What else would you like to find out about the car? Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Plenty more videos like this coming along soon, and we'll see you on the next one.